Yesterday we got a lot done that we wanted to get done. We got the kit panel done at the front, which is just behind the camera, so I'll show you that in a wee minute. And we also got our roof joists in, so these are 10x2s, extra long 6 metre length timbers, so we got all them in, got them all dwanged, and we even got it sheeted. We're about 90% complete with the roof, but we're going to leave that for now. And the main reason we wanted to get the roof on was so that we could stay dry, and so we can get the camera out, and so we can have a nice bit to work, and we can store our tools in that if the rain was coming on and off, because it was coming in showers yesterday. So our job for this morning, Davie's away to another job to set his staff members up on another project, but we're going to be here and we're going to get the joist done for him. So it might be quite a daunting task if you've never done something like this before, but it's a good job for an apprentice to do, and it's really, really easy. So the first thing we're going to need to find out is our finished floor levels, and we already know that because if you remember, we did it in the last video with a laser, and we took it from the kitchen and we managed to get our joists set here. So we know that our finished floor level is going to be here on top of this joist right here. So this joist here, and then we're going to have 22mm or 18mm chipboard flooring that's going to go on top of it. So the easiest way to find the levels in this garage, because it runs off so bad and everything else, is we're going to find a datum, and we're going to set a datum around the line, around the room, sorry. And if you don't know what a datum is, it's basically a level line right round the room, and we're going to measure down and we're going to find the height of the joist from that datum line. And then once we've got that, we can project that line right round the room. So it might sound a wee bit complicated, you might not understand what I'm saying just now, but I promise it will all make sense. So in order to get the datum line that I spoke about, what we're going to need to use is a laser level. Now this is the one that I use, it's very simple. This is a Milwaukee M12 laser level. Batteries in this will last pretty much all day. I actually left it on one time overnight at a job, and it was still on the next day when we came in, and it still had like 3 bars. So if you're not familiar with a laser level, basically what it does is there's a wee self-leveling dangling thing in the inside of it. It projects a line around the room, it will self-level, it will flash if it's not level, and it will give you plumb lines, it will give you level lines. So this is the one that I'm using. Okay, so put that on, and you'll see that this is a green laser. I really like the green lasers because it's much easier to see outside and it's a bit clearer. You can get red ones, but if you're going to buy a laser level, spend that extra money and get the green one. Basically, what we've got is I have sat my laser on top of these timbers here, and then this is just the threshold. This will get cut away and the flooring will go tie right in. So this bit of timber here is our timber joist. So what we need to do, now that you can see our laser levels right around the room, we can just measure down from our laser level, and that will give us the size that we need. So if I put my ruler on it like that, you'll see the size is 178. Yeah, 178. So what we can do now is we can go to any point in the room where the laser is, and we can measure down 178, and that will give us our finished height of our timber joist. So I'm going to start on this kit panel here. So you'll see my laser line here, it's green. Now I'm just going to put a light mark here, and I'll even write a wee L above it, just in case that laser gets knocked, or the battery dies, or someone comes in, whatever. We know that's going to be our laser line, that's our datum line that we're going to work off of, and then all we need to do is measure down 178. So if I measure down on here, 178, right where it was, just give me a wee second to get it right. Right, if I measure down 178, there's my mark there. I'm going to put a mark down the way so we know. If I attach a bit of timber, if I attach my 8x2 joist right along this kit panel, on that line, dead level, that's going to be the exact same level as the one over there, and that's how we're going to start. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to get a bit of timber and we're going to cut it and we're going to attach it to this wall. And the reason why I'm starting off this wall is because I know it's straight, and also we have got to go right round the room on all these brick walls, so it means we can work off of that and we can nail our timber onto it, and we know we're going to set out our 400 centres right off that wall. Does that all make sense? Let's go cut the bit of timber, we'll get it nailed onto that wall, and then we'll start working our way back this way. This is a digital level. This is probably going to be really overkill for what we're doing, but I really like these and I think they're much easier to use. Now it's got a wee sound on it as well, so it ticks basically and then it beeps when it's perfectly level, but I just turn that off now. We use this for kitchens, bathrooms, fitting windows, everything. I got the 600 one, and the reason why I got the 600 one is because if you get an 1800 bead, you can just sit it on top and then look, you've got an 1800 digital level. So all you really need is a 600 one. It's perfect for, you can set it for degrees and stuff like that. So if you're doing a staircase and you need to set this to like 40 degrees to be perfectly level, you can set it to stuff like that, and you can do loads of things, but mainly we just use it for getting things level. It's really easy to see with the big screen and on top. If I set this on here, this should be pretty much level. Oh, look at that. Bingo. Bingo first time, didn't even need to adjust it, which is good. So basically, big nice green screen coming up there that we're showing that we're level, perfect all the way around. And yeah, I'll just double check it with the 1800 bead, just to double check. So we set that on top of that. We set that on top of that. It gives it a more accurate reading by using a longer one. It's obviously a longer span on the timber, but perfectly level. And I think using a digital level is really good because it just takes that guesswork out of it, especially if you're working with an apprentice or someone that's not quite sure and knows how to read a spirit level, because you can just be that 1 or 2 mil in and out in the bubble, and over a good couple of metres that will make a massive difference. So digital level, they're nice touch, nice, pick one up if you can. I'm going to finish nailing this up and then we'll move on to the long parts of the wall. We will probably go back at the end and put some big screws into that, and that will make it solid. So now we have got a reference point at both sides of the room, and what we can basically do is we can work off that there, and then we can go around these 2 sides, and then we basically just built a box for ourselves. So we're going to start on the wall behind the camera because that's the longest, straightest one. This wall you'll see is get in and out bits, but we'll start from this side where the kit panel is, again, because that means when we're setting out our 400 centres, we can set them out and we can work off the straight kit panel, parallel both sides, and they're going to tie in. It's just so much easier to get the joist perfectly straight, opposed to coming off of the dodgy garage wall that's over there. Bye. Enjoy the next part of the video where we're going to put the timber on here. These concrete screws just for now, just to temporarily fix them on. So basically we're going to go back around and use thunderbolts at the very end and make sure it's all secure. Again, we'll do that when we're doing the screws at the front. We like to do all the fixing in one, but these are really good. You basically don't need any raw plugs in it, and you just screw them right in. They'll get a good fix into brick, timber and everything. So that's what we're using. Thunderbolts that we will go around at the end and drill and put in. So we drill these with a 10mm hole and then put in with a 19mm socket set. But the reason why I'm not putting them in just now is because the head obviously sticks out, and when you're marking it at 400 centres, always by bad luck you'll get one that will land right on the 400 centres. You need to take it out and redo it. So like I said, we just put them on with these concrete screws that we were using, and then we'll go around at the end and add these thunderbolts in. Okay, so we're going to be setting out. Everybody sets out a wee bit differently, but this is just the exact way that I'm going to do it. So usually the timbers are going to be at 400 centres, but I don't like marking the centre and then trying to line your timber up and getting it perfect. I don't think it works. So what I do is I measure 400, right? 400 centres there, I'll put a C, and then I would measure back 25mm. And then I'll put an X, right? And when that 25mm measured back, I can square that and square it down. Remember I told you how the bolts would always end up in the 400 centre just by chance. That's why we use a concrete bolt, so it's right in there. So then I'll put an X there. Then what I'll do is when I come to line up my joists, I can line up the shoulder of the joist onto the line, and that saves trying to do it on the centre, because if you do it in the centre you can be a bit out, bit there, and then if you're a bit out all the way along, your sheets won't catch, whatever, so it's easier just to go off the shoulder of the timber here, and that's why we do that. So I'm going to mark my 400 centres all the way along here, and then we can start getting the joists in and the joist hangers on. This, in this box here, is a Paslode PPN gun that I have never used one of these before, and I know a lot of you guys in the comments have been telling me to get one for a while, so let's have a quick look at it. This is the gun itself. It comes with a battery, charger and everything else in the box, and it is used for installing these joist hangers. Now these wee tiny holes, you have to put twist nails in, and it takes ages, you always hurt your thumb and everything. So this gun's designed that the nozzle of this gun goes into the hole, and that's where you fire the holes in. Now I'm really excited to use it. So basically how it works is it's a gas gun with the Paslode I series. You basically pop that in there, and that's Paslode's own gun. So the good thing about the gas is you don't need to take it in and out at the end of use, because it can like survive up to like in minus 15 degrees. I think I'll need to double check with Paslode. It's got an on-off button there, and basically I've had an older Paslode gun that does the same. After 5 minutes it just kind of kicks off. These are the wee twist nails that we're going to be using, just 30mm nails, and hopefully it makes our life a whole lot easier opposed to using the palm nail that was used last week. Let's go shoot. Definitely get some bang, like because we've not used Paslode guns in a wee while. I think it's going to save so much time. It's so easy to use, it's so accurate as well. I thought it would like slip off, you know, the wee nozzle, like I thought it'd be quite hard to get it in, but it actually goes into the holes really easily. So far so good. We've got, I think, about 25 joist hangers to do, so I'll let you know at the end of it. Right, so there you go. That's all the joists finished, all the hangers in, all the bolts in. Really happy with the progress that we made today. This was kind of like a full day. Just take that into account if you are going to be like kind of planning a job yourself. This room's roughly about 4 metres by 3 metres maybe, so take that into account if you are planning your own job. Now, just take away for this, if you're an apprentice watching this video, all these skills are transferable, so finding the datum line, finding the heights, that can all be transferred. For example, finding a datum line in a kitchen, transferring, getting your wall units in the right size, it's the exact same. Cut, nail, repeat, it's all the pretty much similar process. So just have a wee open mind, think about that when you come across tasks. Don't overcomplicate them, break them down into stages, find your levels, etc., and it comes together really easy. Tomorrow, I think the plan Davie's got is we're going to do a bit of the front of the roof, so I'll just show you that quite quickly. I think what the plan is to do is to put the front bit of timber right along there, and also the roof is going to come across here, so it's going to project along here, and then this is going to be a timber kit, and this front door is going to come forward. So I think we're going to plan for that. So I'm going to get home, up the road, and I'll see you bright and early first thing tomorrow.